Katie Chats here at the Toronto International Film Festival in downtown Toronto with writer, actor, music composer, and movie producer Richard Myles. What inspired you to become a musician?
Oh wow. We had a situation where we were producing a feature film. It's entitled Mental Scars. It's an independent horror film, kind of like reminiscent of the 80s slasher films. And we ran out of funds because it's our first film, so we kind of didn't know what we were doing, kind of like stabbing in the dark. So to make a long story short, my director, which his name is Misha Perez, he basically told me, get on the Mac computer and start composing a score for the film. And I had no music training, I didn't know what I was doing, and I was basically stabbing in the dark, just pressing keys, and before you know it, 2 weeks later I scored the whole film. That's how my music career started.
Wow, and have you ever had any experience with music before?
Negative, no experience whatsoever, and it's amazing because I've worked with some really top-notch professional music composers. Sean Clement, I don't know if you know who he is, he's a very prominent music composer in the US. He scored Quantum Quest with starring Samuel Jackson, Amanda Peet, William Shatner, James Earl Jones, and Chris Pine from Star Trek. And him and I co-wrote an album together, it's Ambient Nights Volume 2. So that kind of told me that I've made it, like at that level, to work with somebody as reputable as Sean Clement. That kind of made me feel like, okay, I made it.
And tell me a little bit about your newest album, Musica de Soul. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, Musica de Soul is an inspiration from the Latin culture, that's Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and also a lot of the Japanese culture. I have a lot of ethnic tracks in this particular album, and I would say, for example, like the Musica de Soul, I love Spanish culture. One of my trips one day would definitely be Spain. I have just such an admiration for Spanish culture, and I have a track on the album entitled Richard's Latin Rhythm. I have two versions of it. I have the original version and I have the After Hours version. So it kind of amalgamates the Italian operas singing with Spanish flamenco guitar. So this album is a little bit different than my preceding albums, and I do have a couple sensual erotic tracks that are more for like, adult lovers, like on a romantic evening to get together, nice glass of red wine on a precipice of an ocean, and just enjoying each other. So it's kind of like a combination. It's a combo album, but it basically suits any need, and or suits any occasion. So that's why I kind of came up with it. But there's one track on the album it's called Katsumi, and it's Japanese for harmonious beauty. And my manager and I went to it's called Sonnenberg Gardens. This is in Canandaigua, New York, excuse me, and it's the first Japanese garden in the U.S. And as my daughter, and actually my daughter was with me too, as she was kind of like walking through the garden, I conceived of this track. I was thinking of this song that would be perfect for the scene. And so when I went home that day, I composed the track Katsumi, and it really, really complements that whole experience, being at the Sonnenberg Gardens.
Do you generally get inspired by your environment? Is that how it usually starts for you?
I would say my music is purely experiential. It's whatever mood I'm in, the experiences I go through, it comes through my music. My music is very cathartic,
And what type of music do you think your next album will embrace?
That's a interesting question. I would say it would just be a continuation of what I've been doing, because most of my albums, Katie, are jazz, ambient music, new age, dance, techno, ethnic music. It's kind of like all into one. That's what kind of sets me apart from the rest of the artists, because I try to have something that's really different, and I love Gregorian chant. I incorporate a lot of Gregorian chant in my music, because I love the groups like Enigma, Deep Forest, Art of Noise, Delirium, Pet Shop Boys, Depeche Mode. Those are all my inspirations.
And shifting gears a little bit, what types of projects are you looking to develop at Viper Productions?
Well, we're hoping down the road to produce Mental Scars 2, Calling Up the Tribe, because I started in the first one as a killer, the maniacal David Taggart, and Misha Press is the director of the film. We have some very professional people on set. Sonny Landham, that was in a motion picture Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that played the character Billy. He plays our father, or my father, in Mental Scars. So we're hoping for part 2. We have some really, really big stars, and the script is just amazing. But we have some really interesting projects. Films are one of them, but we have some other ones as well.
Tell me a little bit about your other projects.
Well, we have this project that my manager had conceived. It's an app, and it's going to hopefully make so much money that we can keep on producing tons of feature films. But my manager would definitely have to elaborate on that, because sometimes I have a big mouth. I say too much, so I'm just trying to be reserved here, and he's giving me the eye right now. So.
Okay. And where's the best place to find out more information on your music and on your production company and on you online?
Okay, you can visit www.mentalscars.com, and everything is there, our movie, music, even Facebook. I have the largest independent music group on Facebook. It's called Richard Myles Music. I have over 400,000 members. So it's growing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for the interview.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, please. Call me later. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats here at Tiff in downtown Toronto.
Oh, thank you.
That was good.